Now, going to what some of the other officers were like, I'm going to talk about Captain Benteen. Here's what Captain Benteen was like. Back to the book. Most of the time we were in the field, Captain Benteen commanded a squadron. Usually he'd have 1 or 2 companies besides his own H company. He was a wonderful officer. He let the first sergeant pretty much run the company. Little decentralized command going on. He wasn't always interfering and running the details. So he wasn't getting in the weeds. He wasn't a micromanager. I served under Benteen for 12 full years, lacking only those 3 days. One of the best descriptions of Captain Benteen is that penned by the late Major General Hugh L. Scott on page 454 of his interesting book, Some Memoirs of a Soldier. I found my model early in Captain Benteen, the idol of the 7th Cavalry on the Upper Missouri in 1877, who governed mainly by suggestion. In all the years I knew him, I never once heard him raise his voice to enforce his purpose. Think about that. Never once heard him raise his voice to enforce his purpose. He would sit by the open fire at night, his bright, pleasant face framed by his snow-white hair, beaming with kindness and humor, and often I watched his every movement to find out the secret of his quiet, steady government, that I might go and govern likewise. For example, if he intended to stay a few days in one camp, he would say to his adjutant, "Brewer, don't you think we had better take up our regular guard mount while in camp?" And Brewer always thought it better, and so did everyone else. If he found this kindly manner was misunderstood, then his iron hand would close quickly down, but that was seldom necessary, and then only with newcomers, and never twice with the same person. So this is just complete example of indirect leadership. Hey, Echo, don't you think it'd be good if we're going to stay in this camp, we should put our camp guards out? What do you think?
Of course.
There you go. So you make it happen. I didn't give you an order. I actually let you get some ownership of it. It's actually now your decision. It's not even my decision anymore. That's a really good example of some solid leadership. Here's what it was like to be in the cavalry. It was wonderful to be young and to be riding into Indian country as part of the finest regiment of cavalry in the world. We were mighty proud of the 7th. It just didn't seem like anything could ever happen to it.